Arma 3 Apex. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Enlist for active duty with Arma 3 Apex and be deployed to a brand new war zone. With its distinct geographical features, the South Pacific island archipelago of Tanoa introduces fresh opportunities for all types of combat operations. Engage in Arma 3's tactical gameplay where movement, shooting and teamwork truly matter, and make use of the new vehicles, weapons and gear to overcome the challenges of a hostile foreign terrain. The Apex expansion represents the pinnacle of over 15 years of Arma development. Enjoy one of the most meaningful gaming experiences on the PC. Feel the adrenaline rush of a hard-earned victory. Discover a continuously evolving platform packed with official and player-created content. And join one of thousands of Arma community groups to meet new people from across the world. Authentic, open and diverse, this is the PC's premier military game at its finest. Welcome to Arma 3 Apex. You know guys, I first started playing this game when it was called Operation Flashpoint. I remember the day that came out and how blown away I was at just how amazing Operation Flashpoint was, how awesome it was in co-op. It was a bit unstable, but it was awesome. The engine was garbage, obviously, but the game was so different to the likes of Call of Duty and Medal of Honor and all of that type of game. It was more of a simulation, and it had an amazing map editor that I learned so well back in the day. I made some amazing maps, and I don't know where they are now, probably on a skip somewhere on a floppy disk, but I had so much fun. If I had to count the hours that I've played Operation Flashpoint and Resistance, that was the sequel, you're into the probably tens of thousands of hours. But then it all kind of changed. I kind of lost my way with it, and I never really got into Arma. I mean, I played Arma 2, but I mainly bought that for DayZ, and the engine just felt so bad. I think because as time's gone on from the 80s and 90s, the engines just got so much better in mainstream games, but the engine always seemed to be shit in Operation Flashpoint and the Arma games. And it's totally put me off playing them because the clunkiness of moving from indoor to outdoor and outdoor to indoor, well, mainly outdoor to indoors, I just hated it. I hated it in DayZ. It was just, shit, I'm saying Z, I sound American. DayZ. And so, you know, I'd kind of give Arma 3 a complete miss. I never even bought it, but Apex Edition, you know, I just kind of fancied it, so I went and bought it, and man, I've got to say, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I'm absolutely loving it. In fact, I've changed the way that I was actually going to do this review because I'm so blown away by that game. I was going to play through the whole, they only get 7 missions, and the sort of co-op and multiplayer. Mainly, it's a co-op campaign, you see. It's not, I mean, you can play single player. I'm playing it single player at the minute because I don't have any friends that have Apex yet, but there's a few getting it, so I'm kind of going to be playing it with them. But I started playing it single player, and I just thought, right, the missions is kind of standard stuff to what I saw back in Operation Flashpoint, and I thought this isn't really what people are buying this for. So I stopped doing the missions. I thought the best way to review this is not to play through the 7 missions and see how amazing they are, because that only represents about 1% of your time in this game, if it's anything like Operation Flashpoint. Because in Operation Flashpoint, for me, the campaign, I don't even know if I even bothered the campaign in single player. I played it co-op, but I spent most of my time playing other people's missions and making my own and having co-op mission fun with that. And I think that's going to be the same with this. So what I thought I'd look at is the engine, the combat, the vehicles, the physics, the map, and base my review on them rather than the actual campaign, because the campaign, like I said, it's 7 missions. You're going to make hundreds of missions yourself. I think that's a good place to start, the mission editor. Man, it is so much easier than what I was used to. So much easier. It's so much better. I mean, obviously, it's about 15 years probably since I've made a mission in Operation Flashpoint. And when I got my hands on this, I made a mission in, well, obviously some of the stuff's still the same, so I remembered it. But like the waypoints and that, But I made a mission in about an hour, and I didn't read any manuals. That was just kind of off memory, and it's so good. It's so good. I'm just so hooked on this game now. The editor, anybody can use it. Even women will be able to use. Mac, you can't see. You can't. Can I see it? No, I can't. You can't. Women will easily be able to do it because women are great at admin. They're all secretaries. They're born with this ability to be a secretary or a nurse. So they'll be absolutely fine with their admin native skills. But what I'm trying to say is that the editor is very user friendly. Needs to be for women. It's Mac. Can you just? It's very user friendly, guys, and you'll all have fun with it. I guarantee. I give you a Mac guarantee. You will have fun in the editor because the map, which I'm moving on to now, is just wow. Wow, the map is worth the fucking money, guys. This if you own Arma 3, I think it's £20 for the add-on. Sorry, it's £24.99, so £25. For that, you get an amazing map, 100 kilometers squared, guys. I mean, it's fucking huge, right? You get a map, you get 30 new weapons, new uniforms, new gear, you get 10 new vehicles. I'll go through the vehicles now. You get some vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, which have propellers on the wings, which really good. You get a new helicopter. Well, you get a few variations of it. You get some like fast attack vehicles, like light strike vehicles they're called. You get some boats. You get all kinds of shit. 10 vehicles, 30 new weapons, uniforms, gear. But you get the co-op campaign and end-game multiplayer, which I haven't played the multiplayer yet. But you get the map, and it's worth it for the map. Trust me, guys, if you have Arma 3, it's actually worth it for the map. If you don't have Arma 3, you can buy the whole bundle for $44.99, which gets you Arma 3, and you get the Apex edition as well. The map is great. It's huge, like I said, but it has towns, villages, settlements, but it has jungles, guys. It's like a South Pacific island. It's just incredible. I mean, I've flown around the map, had a good look at it. Oh man, it is just fucking awesome, guys. You see, games that have procedurally generated worlds, they just don't get it. You're never going to get this kind of awesomeness with procedurally generated worlds. You have to have the attention to detail, somebody to handcraft stuff as beautiful as this. It is just awesome. And to think that you have all these tools at your disposal to use on this palette that is such a beautiful map as this, to make some amazing missions and campaigns. It's incalculable how many hours of fun you're going to get with this game. If you are into any kind of FPS war game, you need to buy this. If you've been like me and you love the original Flashpoint, but you've kind of got a bit disillusioned with Arma, just buy this, because it is fucking great, guys. It really, really is. You'll have so much fun, especially if your friends have got it and you want to play co-op and you want to make your own co-op missions. Brilliant stuff. Or just play other people's, download them, install them, takes seconds, bam, you've got a whole set of new campaigns and missions from some very talented people that are in the Arma community. So how's the combat? Well, the combat is so different to Call of Duty, so there's a total plus. This is kind of like, the way I'd describe it is with Arma, all the other games are kind of like kids games, you know, like COD, kind of for kids. This is a man's fucking game. This is for men. This is a man's fucking game, guys. There's none of this running around, leaping around like a fucking prick in this game. This is all about which way's the wind blowing before you take your sniping shot, you know? The only thing that kind of spoils it a bit, if I have to be negative about it, is all the fucking patter of the soldiers, you know. It's like, you know, Oscar, Charlie, Tango, Tea Kettle, Barbecue, incoming ding-dongs at LZ-27, Roger, Dodger, Diddly, Dangy, Pids. You know, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about half the time. In fact, I got so fucked off, I joined the fucking enemy team and ran to shoot the fucking Americans because I can actually understand the people who go, fuego! You know, I can understand that over incoming Pids at Roger, Dodger, LZ-27 Pids. Talk fucking sense. Why can't you just like say, do you know what, there's some enemies coming over that hill and they're going to be here in like, you know, 5 minutes. You know, just that hill there. Yeah. Not 5 clicks west of your LZ Roger Dodger Pids. You know, fuck off. I don't know what you mean. You know, I'm not a soldier. I'm a daft in the fucking bedroom. I don't know what that means. Okay? But the combat is great. I'm awful. Have you seen the gunner off Spaceballs, that cross-eyed guy? That's me. One of the missions I made was, I was a sniper on the hill and there was like 3 squads of enemy coming down the road, and I sent 2 fast attack vehicles at them, and my job was to give them sniper fire from the hill. I didn't shoot a fucking thing. I missed with every shot. It was just awful, but not because the game's awful, it's because I'm awful. And that's a good sign, because if I can't hit shit, that means the game's good. Because I'm shit now, and so I need games like Call of Duty to be able to hit stuff, you know. But when it's realistic, I miss every time. So that's the good barometer. If Mac misses with every shot, it's a fucking good tactical shooter, guys. So I have to say, this is a very, very realistic tactical shooter, because I couldn't hit a fucking elephant up the arse with a banjo in this game. It is so fucking hard. I have played through some of the campaign, and the missions are really good. They are really good. I'm not going to show you much from it because I don't want to spoil them, but I'm going to play them all in co-op, so I didn't really want to play them through anyway. The controls is great. Going in and out of buildings is fine. I don't find any of the clunkiness that I've had in previous games. The flying is great. The driving is it's just the same, you know. It's not brilliant, but it's okay. The UI is fine. I haven't really got any complaints about it. I mean, the only thing that kind of surprised me was the respawning. You can actually respawn in this, which is a bit... You don't save your game now. You kind of just die, and you will die, and then you respawn 20 seconds later. Yeah. So I kind of think the purists are going to not like that, but I'm not a purist. I mean, I've never played these games since Flashpoint Resistance, so... You know, I can hardly call myself an expert at this game. I'm about 15 years out of practice with it. So I kind of was okay with that, but, you know, I can fully understand people who are not happy with that. But, you know, there you go. The artificial intelligence isn't brilliant, but it's totally customizable, so you can actually set it to be as good or as bad as you want. I just find that sometimes when they're getting shot at, they just kind of stand around like dicks. But again, this isn't on the maximum artificial intelligence, so, you know, it isn't that bad. I mean, I specifically like the way you can hide in the grass and they just like can't see you. That's realistic and that's good, and that was there in the original Operation Flashpoint. That's what's lacking in a lot of the shitty Call of Duty kind of arcadey games, whereas in this one you can hide in the grass and you can be right next to people and they have no idea you're there, and then it's just bang bang, you're dead, which I really, really like. The controls, graphics and all the rest of it is pretty intense, really. The controls, there's individual controls for every aspect. There's planes, helicopters, cars, infantry, and you have a lot of graphical controls as well as sound. So it runs fine on mine. I'm on an i70 with a GTX 770 and it runs fine. I've got everything kind of cranked up quite high. So there you go, guys, that's Arma Apex, a really good military sim which has an amazing editor. It has a pretty weak 7-mission campaign, but you know, that's not why you're buying it really. You're buying it for the amazing map, the great vehicles and the fantastic editor, because it has mega potential, and you'll be playing this for hours and hours and hours. There's probably already a shitload of missions out there to download, and so it gets a big thumb up from me.